cussing in Hebrew or whatever he speaks, and I was like freaked out, and he was really mad because he didn't want my character to be able to fight. And if anything, they wanted him to fight awkwardly or not as good. So from that moment on, I kind of stepped back and stopped learning how to fight, and just kind of did things a little more awkwardly. So maybe that might have been his input in those games, is to have him have some kind of awkward fighting thing. Yeah, I mean, I think because of what I was doing to Billy to make him progress and grow as an individual and as a man, they had no choice probably other than to do that, because I was trying to get him out of overalls and just trying to get him to be more involved with his friends and what his friends were doing. And obviously Jason and Tommy were into martial arts, and Zach was into martial arts, so, and Trini was into martial arts. So I just think that they allowed Billy to kind of go that way.
So you go into a department store when you're first starting out for the show. You go into a department store, walking down the aisles, and you see an action figure. What is your thoughts? Your action figure.
I mean, it's a surreal experience. It doesn't. For me, it just doesn't. It doesn't really hit home. Maybe. I mean, I think you think, oh, that's cool, but you know, I don't know what that means. Still don't know what that means. So yeah, it's neat to have an action figure. It's neat to think that there's little toys made after you and your likeness and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's a real honor. Not a lot of actors get that. So it's neat to have that.
Do you own a copy of your action figure?
Yeah, I mean, I, like everybody else, had to go to Toys R Us and stand in line and buy my toy.
They didn't even give you one?
No, they certainly did not.
There you go, there you go. Questions, guys, please. Questions for our guest here. Go ahead.
When you mentioned earlier about the game on the internet, this is kind of, I guess it's like, a serious question. What made you decide to go ahead and do that interview? You said how you were taking so many of these news, and now, you know, I was able to, I don't know what it's like to work with something like that, so what made you decide? And I saw the interview and you mentioned about how it was going on with the show and all that was going on, but what made you decide to make that interview? And I know you have to push hard and before we come to you telling you how it's helped them, but why, what did you do? Why did you make that decision and make that interview?
So I did the interview in 2010, and at that time there was a lot of teenage suicides going on. At least that was making the news that we were hearing about, and a lot of these kids were committing suicide because they were gay, and because they were being bullied, and because they were being picked on. And so me, I just couldn't handle hearing another story of a teenager killing themselves because of being gay. And so I thought it would be important for people that are your age, in their 20s or whatever, to hear that, because I know a lot of people struggle with being gay, if you're gay. And I wanted to put my story out there and let people know what I had gone through, and that I did something called reparative therapy, which is, you know, believing that God can change you, which in my opinion does not work, and it can be very dangerous to do things like that. So I just wanted people to hear my story so that they felt like they weren't alone, and that they would think twice about taking their life. And so that's why I did that interview, and why I thought it was important. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys, please? Any other questions for our guest here?
What are your thoughts on the other Rangers, such as Time Force, Samurai, and the Galaxy?
I'm sure they're all nice guys. I don't watch the TV show. I didn't watch the show when I was on the air, so I don't really have a good opinion about it, but I'm sure they're nice. I didn't say that.
Right here, please.
The old cast, do you all still get together, like, either call up and be like, hey, let's meet up here in a certain place?
Sure. I'm in touch with everybody except Austin, who played the Red Ranger, because he's overseas. But everybody else I'm in touch with. I mean, Jason lives in Houston, Amy Jo lives in Canada, so I don't get to see them as much. But like everybody else, like Steve Cardenas, who was the second Red Ranger, he literally lives a block away from me, so I see him a lot. Walter and I definitely get together. I get together with Karen Ashley, who was the second Yellow Ranger. So we're all in touch. We're all friends. We all hang out.
Question?
What's your favorite Spanish words?
Oh my God. Cacahuate.
Bad words.
Cacahuate. Peanut, right? Yeah, and I'll have to think about that, but I'm not saying any bad words, no.
Over here, yes, sir.
Have you ever thought of getting some of your co-stars, like Tommy, David, Frank, to be a part of your show, maybe, like a little mini reunion?
To be in the shows that I produce?
Yeah.
If there was a right role, I would definitely suggest them. But to do a Power Ranger reunion on any of those shows, it might work on NTSF SDSUV. That could be an interesting episode, actually. Thank you. I'll look into suggesting that.
What's the closest that you guys ever had? In terms of anything acting-wise or, some kind of show? Has there ever been anything at all? Maybe like one or two of you getting together for a show or something?
You mean an actual?
Yeah,
I don't think that.
Not necessarily the Power Rangers, but just like in a different TV show.
Yeah, I don't think. As far as I know, I don't think that's ever happened. No. So, but you never know what'll happen in the future. Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?